Right, hello. You're in for a treat today because you're in the house. That's because I want to work on my ironing board and I haven't got enough room out there. Oh dear, that was my ruler falling on the floor. Because I shook my ironing board. I do have a desktop little ironing board, but I need a bigger one for this process. And if I rearranged everything out there, then yeah, it'd be fine, but I don't want to. So, just a minute. Right, just getting my ribbon box. So you're in the house now. I'm just actually thinking. Just give me a minute. Oops. I had the ribbon that I needed for this on the sofa last night, so I'm wondering if it's not in my box. If it's amongst all this other stuff I've got here, just give me bear with me. Sorry, I do apologise. No, it's not there, so it must be in here. Right. So first of all, I finished that one, buttonholed all the way around it, and I finished the other edge, buttonholed all around that edge that I'd missed. Still got basting in here, I must remember to take that out. So what I've decided, I've been thinking, so this one is going to go on here. Now, yeah, it's going to go on there. I might struggle a little bit with, so let me move these. Well, do you know? Good job the floor's clean. So even though that's buttonholed, because that was an accident if you remember, I did the wrong side. So I won't have a cover. What will happen is that will fold and then that will fold, so that will be the cover. But I'm not making a cover, I've got another plan. So I've got another plan, but just let me do this first. So I've got all kinds of ribbon in this style. I'm hoping I've got more pink. Doobie doobie doobie. No more pink. This is all my ribbon. Look how unruly I am. Ribbon central, but no more pink. Never mind. It won't die for the want of pink, like. I just like the pink. I need another ribbon trip to VV Rouleau. So I've got my ironing board up here. I just put it all in like that. I mean, come on. I bet you do as well. Don't judge me, because I bet you do that as well. Right. Now, I know this isn't setting the world on fire, this work. It's not innovative. It's not whoop-de-doo. It's not worthy of a prize, but it pleases me. And sometimes it's good to do things because they please you. So I've got my iron. I'll just turn my iron on, then I can pin this here, then I'll talk to you about what I'm going to do instead of a cover. I put that pin there so I knew which edge it was going to be. I'll take that basting out while I wait for the iron to heat up. Thought I'd done this last night, but obviously not. Can't find the end, which is typical. I don't know if it goes through both sides or if it's just through one side. Let me have a look. No, it goes through both sides. Actually, no, bad habits. I should be doing it with a blunt needle, not a sharp pin, because I don't want to damage my silk or my stitches. Now that goes under there, so I might struggle. I should have took it out before I put the ribbon on. I don't know why I didn't. I just must have got carried away watching telly. I was watching a thing called The Dublin Murders. So I was probably hiding behind the settee at the time when I should have took that out. That's it, it's gone. Right, so now I'm going to have to take that out as well. That's the basting to keep that spine together before I pin this. So yeah, I think it's nice occasionally to do things just because you like them, because you think it's pleasing to you. And do you know what? This is a resource for me. I mean, I taught in France a few years ago. And so if I go anywhere and do anything like that, which I don't often, it's very rare I do anything like that, then just let me sort that edge out. Then it's nice to have these things to take with me, because I'm sure you appreciate people, stitchers, love to look through things like this. You know, so they're really nice things to have in a situation like that. So if now I'm going to stitch this off camera. I'm not going to stitch it on camera, but I'm just going to pin it on. And then I'm going to talk to you. I've got a pin here somewhere. It's a white one, and it's massive, and it's blunt, and I don't know where it came from, but I need to throw it away. So if I come across it, I'll throw it away. Because you pick it up without thinking, then you try and put it in your work and it splits your fabric. It's a nightmare. It's not a Dritz one. I don't know where it's come from, like I say. Probably had it years. And it's just found its way into this pin pillow. So I need to take that one out. I like having these dangly bits. I'm a bit of a fiend for dangling things, as you know. I mean, what's not to like about this? It may not be, like I say, the most innovative thing in the world, but it's very lovely. It's a very lovely thing to have, and like I say, to take if I go anywhere to teach, or I've got some bookings for private tuition in my studio, so people are going to want to look at that. And like, so a lot of... such dropsy, that one. I've got this one that I made in a different class. So, you know, just, I know that I like looking at these things if I go anywhere, so I'm sure. And there's another thing somewhere as well. And like this. So I know that I like to look at things like that if I go to somebody's studio, so I'm assuming people will want to see that if they come here. So I'll turn it over. I'm going to have to be careful pinning down this side. So that's green, isn't it? Blue, need blue. That's like green. I had blue, right? Just give me a second. This one, this blue that I absolutely adore. And I went in the shop in London and they didn't have any left. And I thought they had some online, and I ordered it, and it was like this, more green than blue. So then somebody, a friend of mine, sent me a link and said, look, they've got that blue ribbon. So I ordered it and I got that. And it isn't this. This is so much lighter, it's so much prettier, but I'm going to put this in here. Even though it's like gold dust, never mind. This is my last piece of it. And when I go to London in December, but I'm actually a bit annoyed I haven't got any pink, because I'm not planned for the cover substitute. Oh, never mind. Get over it, Karen. So this one on there. I mean, at least the good thing about this is that I'm keeping this. I'm not selling it. So I'm very, very close to the edge of that pocket there. But it can't be helped because I didn't plan this out right. Just went headlong in, rushed into it. So hopefully you'll learn from that. Although, to be fair, it's not how I'd thought it would be. But I do love it, so that's the main thing. I do love this blue, I can't even tell you. I really wish I could get some more. I'm going to keep that. It's gold dust. You can tell the difference. This one is much lighter. That's the one that's hard to get hold of now. Just put that under there like that. Right, so that needs to be stitched now. So this, get the other 2 pages. Where are the other 2 pages? Here you go. I mean, could I? I don't think I could. I don't think I've got enough room. But maybe I have. Maybe I could do it like that and fold it all up. So it would be like that, then like that, then like that, then like that. Maybe I could fold it all up. Maybe I could add that there. So all I would lose there if I did that would be a little tiny bit of that. Yeah, I'm going to do that because there's nothing on the back. And then it will fold up. Okay. And then, so if I'm really fed up that I've got no pink. I'm sure I had more pink and I think I might have left it somewhere. I'm going to go and have a look in the shed. Just a second. Well, it's not in the shed, but if you bear with me, I'm going to go and look again on my sofa. It's only the same room. I'm only like 10 foot away from you. You know what? I'm sure I have more pink. I've got loads of stuff on the table that's for ledger cloths. And it's not with that. Do you know what? I'll turn off and I'll find it. I'll turn the camera off and I'll finish the bit, never mind. I'll just have to look at it, but I'm convinced I had more. Actually, just a minute. No, I had some cloth folded up, it's not in there. Oh. Excuse me for 5 minutes while I cry, while I weep. Never mind, right, Karen, crack on. These people didn't come here to listen to you banging on about this. So, I'll finish this stitching, this slip stitching off camera. If I just pin it with you now, then we can give it a fold and see how it's going to look. So I can fold it, just maybe if I was to do it again, I'd plan it better. Like I marked out on last time on the videos, like a channel down each side. To allow for this binding. Looks like I'll have to get on the internet for VV Rulo. Doesn't it? These little bits that aren't any use in there. So these are virtually the same, I'm sure. Just let me take this out of the plastic. Sorry, you all falling asleep. No, so that is blue and that's green, but it's not as blue as that other one I put on. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to Harrogate next week to the Knitting and Stitching show. I'll be on a ribbon hunt there, so you never know. I once bought some heirloom ribbons in Paris, and I've only just really started using them. But they're nearly gone as well, so I do need to stock up. Oh, there's a bit of pink there. Yay! I could put, oh man, do you see that's going to be next to that? I don't know if that'll work for my next thing, but I'll keep it out just in case. Right, so this one is blue. just not the blue that I wanted it to be. So if I cut a bit of that. So we will have a fold, and I'm going to lose a little bit of that there. Can you see? Sorry. I'm going to lose a little bit of this pattern in here. This with the French knots on stalks, but it doesn't, I mean, it's not a lot, it's fine. It's my own fault. And it won't detract from what's happening here. Oh. If you're going to go to London and you want some nice boxes to store your stuff, don't prick your finger first of all. There's a shop on Marylebone High Street called Ortegia or something similar to that, and it sells like really expensive like soaps and bath stuff and things, but the packaging is to die for. I don't care about the soap and the shampoo and stuff, but they sell the packaging as well on its own, so that's where I get those lovely boxes from. So there you go and treat yourself. Absolutely love it. Not that I need any more boxes, but then you say you don't need any boxes, but you're always buying stuff and you need somewhere to keep it, so that's my excuse anyway. So I've still got a lot of stitching to do here. Well, not a lot, but slip stitching these. I'll do it tonight when I'm watching more of the Dublin Murders, and I can just look at this one if it gets scary. You might be thinking as well, if you're in England, that was on weeks ago. Well, it was, but I taped it. I like to watch things, binge watch them. I don't want to wait another week for the next one. I want to watch them one after the other. Right, so there we have it. So, that one. Don't forget to be more flexible when there's no pins in them. That one. That one. And that one. So it's, oh, see, that's lovely. What's not to love? And I even love all my dangly bits, even if you think, well, they look a bit silly. They don't. They're lovely. Love it. So I will finish stitching them. Now, to put it in, I'm going to make a little bag. And I say a bag, it's not going to be... Need a bit of paper. Hang on. It's not going to be like a drawstring bag or fastening bag or anything. It's literally just going to be like a little pocket to keep it in. So it's just going to be like that, like a little pouch, just to slip it in, alright? But I've been playing a bit with pleats and things, and sampling pleats and stuff. So I'm going to do it. I did a, let me show you. It says she, can't even find it now. Do you know what? I did and I did do it, and it's here somewhere. Oh, a flounce edge in this little book. I won't show you the book because it's going to be going on my blog, but I did a flounce, okay, and I really like that, and I think I'm pretty au fait now with how to do that properly. So I'm going to do it as if it's a flounce. I'm going to put a band on the top and the bottom. Alright, so I need to measure this. How many minutes is this video? I've been banging on for hours. That's just my iron saying it's switched on. So it is 5 and a bit. So if I make my little bag 6, no, maybe not, maybe 6.5. Alright, so if I double that, because I'm going to do it all in one piece, that's 13, plus an inch for the seam, because it's going to have a seam at the back, that's 14. And if I do the band, say 14 inches by 1 inch, okay. So I've got this stuff. I haven't got any silk dupion. Well, I have, but I haven't got enough. So I've got this stuff that I bought with my last embroidery class, and this is a silk and cotton mix. and I don't like it. I only bought it because I thought, I wonder what that's like to work with. Well, the answer is awful. Awful. Can't hardly iron it properly. I laundered it to see if that made it any better, and it didn't. So, but I'm going to use this because it's white, and I know that it's not massively expensive, but it's not cheap. So I need 14 by an inch, don't I? So how wide is this? So that's 14 there. Now, I'm right in thinking, I think, and I need one for the bottom as well. If I tear it, it'll tear straight. This edge isn't straight here, so I'm going to tear that off to get that straight. Says she. Or maybe it only works on there. Come on, that's it. Right, so hopefully that's all straight. So if I have it an inch, I need to make it 2 inches, so I've got fold over. Right, and I need 2 of these. I put it there. I just prefer to tear it rather than measuring it and getting the measurements wrong. So that's the first one. It'll all become clear. It smells lovely, this, because I laundered it, and I always use I've got a thing about only using expensive laundry powder. It's just my mother said I'm a snob. But I just like, when the washing machine's on, I like to be able to smell it. And again, when the dryer's on. And I'm not made of money, but that is one of my luxuries that I really enjoy. And then I always use fabric softener as well. So this absolutely smells divine. So if I want it an inch, the fibres off. I need to turn it in 1/4, no, 1/2 of an inch, don't I? Let's have a look. Almost. Right. No, trust me, if this works, it doesn't even press flat. So if this was Silk Doopy on, pressing this would make it lay flat, it would keep it flat. But it's not, and it doesn't look, it's flipped up again. So if I measure an inch from there, so I just have to basically turn over the same amount again, and I need to get my sewing gauge to make sure it's straight. Oh, do you know, it keeps catching in that little bit of the iron. So I'm going to base this because it needs to be flat. So I'll just go and get my sewing gauge, which again is just over by my sofa, which is in this room. Just a minute. Right, it already doesn't look straight to me. So there, well that's an inch. There's, it's a little bit too big there, a little bit too wide there. Although, do you know what, a man on a galloping horse wouldn't notice. Yeah, it's an inch there. So what I'll do off camera is I'll base this one, and I'll base the one for the bottom, alright? And then I'll come back and do this flouncy thing. And I hope you're going to be impressed.